Hey everybody on YouTube, I wanted to tell you about my new book. It's called Make Money Writing on the STEEM Blockchain. It is available right now on Amazon. You can find it at academy.net/STEAMbook, or I'll put a little link in the description. It's available right now on Kindle, on paperback. This one's not for resale because it's a proof, and it's also available on Audible. Now, what the heck is this book about? STEEM Blockchain, what is that? And how do you make money writing on it? I have made $4,000 so far writing on the STEEM blockchain. Now that might not sound like very much money to you, or it might sound like a lot of money to you, but the amazing thing about it is nobody paid me a single cent to read my writing. Now, that sounds too good to be true. That sounds like a total scam. That sounds totally impossible. How is that possible that I could make money writing on the STEEM blockchain and nobody pays me for any of my writing? That is what I hope to explain a little bit further in this video. It's also something that I explain in this short book, which is available on Amazon right now. Okay, right now you are on YouTube. The way YouTube generally makes money is you watch videos like the one that you're watching now, and you see ads in front of the video, and YouTube takes a cut of those ads, and then they share a very small amount of that with the creators. Now, the exception to this would be something like YouTube Red, which people pay for. Now, very much of the internet works this way on an ad-supported model. This involves definitely a lot of tracking the people who are on the site, figuring out where they go, and figuring out how they can be targeted on other sites. So you might run into a thing where, you go look at some shoes on Zappos, and then all of a sudden there's an ad sitting there for those exact same shoes on some other site that you just saw. And you might either find it very helpful, or you might find it a little bit creepy. In any case, this is sort of the centralized ad-supported model of supporting media on the web. And the way that that works is a company like YouTube or, say, Facebook has a centralized database somewhere, a database that they manage that has all of the information on it that they control. And you access that database, you access the content that's on that database, and in return, they need to somehow fund the development of their platform, and the way that they tend to do that is through advertising. They might have your demographic information. Facebook certainly knows who you like, what sort of products that you like. Facebook also might know that you recently went through a breakup, or that you are considering buying a home, things like that. Those are all things that somebody can advertise for on Facebook. Now, Facebook got into a little bit of trouble recently with the Cambridge Analytica scandal. That was basically, I believe it was the Trump campaign hired Cambridge Analytica to scrape a lot of user data, and amongst it was Facebook data, and they would create a psychological profile on various voters, and then come up with a perfectly targeted ad to persuade certain voters based upon the way that they think. Now, that's actually, in a way, it sounds kind of cool, but it's also a little bit creepy as well, right? Well, this is one of the things that happens when you have a centralized model, something like Facebook or YouTube. Most of you don't want to pay to watch these videos. Most of you don't want to pay to use Facebook. And they have to fund their platform development somehow. So one of the ways they do that is through advertising. Now that people are a little bit more aware about privacy concerns and things like that, you might start seeing people being more willing to pay for things. But really, when you think about it in a way, they shouldn't have to pay for things. If you watch my videos, if you listen to my podcast, Love Your Work, and you tell a friend about it, aren't you kind of entitled to a little something as well? This is the type of thing that STEAM and blockchain technology makes possible, is that everybody who contributes to the platform can be compensated according to their contribution, because it just is far easier for money or value to flow. Okay. What does that mean? STEAM or the blockchain is decentralized. You've probably heard of this concept of decentralization. Basically, a blockchain, rather than being a database that's sitting on Facebook's computer that Facebook manages, a blockchain is a distributed database. It is maintained by computers all over the world. Instead of there being one database, there's a bunch of different computers that are all checking with one another, like, hey, did this happen? Did this transaction happen? Did this post happen? And it's all public, but it's all encrypted, and it can be decrypted with private keys. And so because of that, it's immutable, which means it can't be changed. Records will always remain in that database. They can certainly be made invisible or visible based upon whatever platform is using that database, because Steem's blockchain can be used to develop various applications. This blockchain technology is the same idea behind Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin was the origination of this blockchain idea. And Bitcoin is basically computers throwing hash power at the network. Some people say they're solving equations, but as far as I know, it's actually kind of random, and they can mine Bitcoin that way. And there's a finite number of Bitcoins that can ever be created, and it gets harder and harder and harder to create Bitcoins. Steem is a little bit like that, except for instead of throwing hash power at the network, it's throwing actual user actions. So the way that you're watching this video right now, maybe you comment on this video right now, or me publishing this video. If YouTube were a blockchain-based network, then that would be mining cryptocurrency. That would be mining coins. And that's what happens. It's exactly what happens on the Steem blockchain. There's a site called Steemit, which is the most popular site on the Steem blockchain. That's where I do most of my writing. And when I write on Steem, I'm creating tokens on the Steem blockchain. And also when people upvote and when people comment, they're also getting even a portion of the earnings of my particular post, of the coins that are created from that post. And also, if they comment and their comments are upvoted, they can earn coins that way as well. Now, why are these coins worth anything at all? They are worth something because, for one, they're of use on the Steem network itself. So you can kind of run ads with these coins. Having these coins in the form of Steem power also increases your network influence, thus making it easier for you to earn more coins. You can see I'm cutting a lot here. So imagine if that were on Facebook. If you posted on Facebook and that created some coins, and then when people commented on there, that created some coins. And if they liked, that created some coins. And if they liked something and they were kind of early to liking it and it ended up really blowing up, they got a little bit of coins for curation. When you are using something like Facebook, you're essentially working for Facebook, because Facebook has no value without these actions that you take within their network. When you comment, when you post, when you like something, that makes Facebook ever so slightly more valuable. And as it stands right now, your compensation of Facebook is purely your enjoyment of Facebook. Yet we have this advertising model going on where if a site wants to make money, that has to have lots of eyeballs, so it needs lots of people to click on it. Therefore, you get things like clickbait titles. It doesn't matter whether somebody's upset once they get to your site, as long as they clicked on the link. They are there. You can get their eyeballs. You can show them ads. Blockchain-based networks completely change that model. It remains to be seen exactly how it is that they are going to change media, but you can tell that just having clickbait isn't necessarily going to pay off the same way that it would in an advertising-based model, because you need to motivate somebody to actually upvote something or to comment on something or to share it with a friend. And also, it's really great that when somebody does upvote, when somebody does comment, they get a little bit of compensation as well. Now, imagine if Facebook tried to do that with a centralized model. They'd have to actually have some sort of bank account where they're paying out people, and it would just be a complete mess because of the way that the banking system works, especially internationally. With a blockchain technology, coins can constantly be going out to people, and then people can use those coins within the network. And because they're valuable within the network, they also have value outside of the network. There are people who invest in these coins and speculate on them, and that also makes them have value. That's the reason I was able to cash out my Steem turn it into Bitcoin, and then turn it into US dollars. And that's how I earned that $4,000 that I was just talking about. So that's a brief overview of what blockchain-backed media is like and how it's completely different from anything that you're used to using right now, be that YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I really think this is going to completely change media. There are a lot of other models that creators are experimenting with right now. I know I have some great Patreon backers. I publish little books like these, which are great because people can pay me directly for their words. There's also YouTube Red, Medium's partner program, all sorts of different ways that people are experimenting to try to break this ad model that just is not working. I'm really excited about blockchain-backed media. I think it has the most promise. I'm really excited to see where things go. This is really just the infancy. And so that's why I'm so excited to be putting this book out here, because this book is going to share a little bit of an overview of how this works and how to get started. It's very short and to the point, and it is designed just to give people a base level understanding of how they can get on the STEEM blockchain, get on Steem it, and write and get paid for their writing. It's really exciting. I hope you're going to check it out. Again, it is on Amazon at cademy.net/SteamBook, and it is available right now. Thank you.